Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, too, respectfully rise in opposition to this policy shift in the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. I think it was 2017, Principal Deputy Solicitor Daniel Giorgiani issued an opinion that correctly applies the Migratory Bird Treaty Act to purposeful actions that kill migratory birds. Currently, incidental take can be applied in many different circumstances to many different actors, which carries a substantial penalty. And that goes up to 6 months in jail and a $15,000 fine. So oil and gas companies have been referenced here, but I want to bring up the potential impact it has on my own state, Idaho's ranchers and sheep herders. They're seeking to make an honest living, but often hamstrung by federal policy. And one example of that is if this opinion of incidental take is overturned, then a rancher who's trying to protect his land utilizing a lawful prescribed burn and accidentally destroys a protected avian bird's nest, that rancher could be held liable, and that's just not right. I want to quote from a letter from Public Lands Council, National Councilmen's Beef Association, and the American Sheep Industry, and they represent more than 22,000 cattle ranchers and more than 100,000 sheep ranchers that operate on federal land. They state, and I agree, ranchers should not be held liable for those unintended, unforeseen, and very rare occurrences where a normal operating activity results in the loss of a protected avian species. With that, Mr. Chairman, I have unanimous consent request to submit their letter in opposition for the record.
So ordered.
With all the permits, applications, and regulations that my constituents currently have to deal with, especially Idaho's ranchers and sheep herders and farmers, adding a new permit could easily cause further backlog, and it's just not wise. I believe the current administration's opinion on the Migratory Bird Treaty Act is sufficient. Commend the Department of Interior for issuing a common sense opinion which provides more certainty out of the West for my constituents. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.